Hello, welcome to the next episode of Just Peachy. I'm your host, Peachy Thompson. As you know, Just Peachy is a show where we interview leaders and subject matter experts in the fields of insurance, finance, and taxes. We also have a lifestyle section where we talk about everything and anything under the sun. And today I am so excited because I get to talk to you about one of my favorite things in the world. Believe it or not, I love food shopping. And one of my favorite stores is a local store here in Nocatee. Please help me in welcoming the assistant store manager of Greenwise here in Nocatee, Mr. Josh Pafford. Josh, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it.
Yes. So, Josh, every time I go to Greenwise, it's like my safe place. It's very relaxing for me. I get to roam around the store and I get to buy all kinds of things, of course.
Of course.
But so I want to just kind of talk about, first and foremost, tell us about yourself. Okay, before I jump right into what Greenwise is, tell our listeners and our viewers about yourself. How did you end up at Greenwise?
No, it's a great little story. So I've worked for Publix for almost 23 years. Started when I was 14, worked all through high school and all through college, and worked at a ton of stores in Jacksonville. This is actually the first store that I've worked at that's in the kind of St. Augustine area. But just from working at different stores and working with different leaders, I think they kind of got to know me as a person and realized that I really was into healthy living and healthy eating and making sure I paid attention to what goes into food. And so when they decided to open up a Greenwise location in the Northeast Florida area, I was one of the people that was asked to help open it. So Leslie, the store manager, was able to select her team, and she, reached out to me, and we did a short interview, and I was selected to come be part of the Greenwise team, which was awesome because it's really been like one of the best experiences I've had as far as working for Publix. It's it's got all the service aspects that I love, but it's also got that natural and healthy eating aspect that I think is so important. So that's it's a little bit about me and a little bit about why I've decided to work with Greenwise.
I love it. And you know what? Greenwise, Publix is so lucky. That's a long time. So I've
It is.
been with them for a long time. And that says a lot, not just about you, but also about the company, right? I think that if you're not treated well, you just go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And you as a person, what an awesome way to work in a place where you're passionate about. So talk to us about the what Greenwise is versus Publix. What is the difference between the two?
Absolutely. So that's a common question we get because we operate literally across the street from the big store.
Yes.
And so most people are like, I don't know if they haven't been in the store, especially if they haven't really experienced it. It's hard to put into words. But basically, what we are is we are kind of like you talked about in your intro. We're a little bit more low key, comfortable. Environment to shop in. It's about an experience as opposed to get in, get out, get what you need. And there's times where that's necessary. I mean, that's one of the important things about hey, I just need eggs, I just need something for dinner. Just picking up something for kids' lunches. That is definitely a service that Publix provides. But Greenwise is there to hopefully create an experience. So one of the big differentiators we have is we have our pours area, and our pours area is basically a cafe and also a bar. So we have local craft beers that we source from. We try to go for hyper local, and that's anything that's within a 50-mile radius. We also have a lot of really good wine selections. We have up to 6 wines on our Enomatic, which is something that we're allowed to open a bottle of wine that we think is going to be amazing for our customers, and then they can buy that by the glass as opposed to having to buy a whole bottle off the shelf. And then we also do keg wine, which is really cool, and allows people to actually save 32 bottles from going into landfills because it's actually all housed in kegs or stored in kegs. So that little aspect, just being different, also allows people to come in and immediately have a more relaxed atmosphere. They can grab a smoothie or a coffee or a beer or a wine and then sip and shop. So they, can start their shopping process as opposed to being in that helter skelter, got to get what I need type, mood, to be able to just say, you know what, let me just grab a coffee and walk around and get what I need. And, maybe try something different for dinner and ask some of the associates like, hey, have you ever had this before? And it just changes the whole dynamic of shopping in the store. At least that's the intent. So that's what we go for, that experience and being able to actually, enjoy your shopping experience a little bit more.
And Josh, you guys are doing a great job. I have to say that it is truly an experience compared to other stores or groceries that people go to. Personally, I can speak to it because I experience it all the time. I'm frequently there. Sure. One of the things that I love, you talked about the Poor's place, is just it's easy to get in and out of the place. And it's a very low-key atmosphere. It's very comfortable. You don't have to kind of feel like, oh, I need to be properly dressed or, just to go to a bar or something, right? And then you get some nice selection of drinks at the place. So talk about the actual stuff for me, please, in the store. Are they different than what I would find at my regular Publix?
Oh, absolutely. So the category that we focus on is called SNO. It's an acronym. So Specialty, Natural, Organic, SNO. And that's our big focus. So the difference in the grocery center of the store, the grocery department, there's about 2,000 items that are different from across the street. And considering our square footage versus their square footage, they're almost twice the size we are. It's a big difference in what we put on the shelves. What we try to do is allow people to have some healthier, not always organic, but sometimes just a healthier option right next to something that they may get at a traditional store. Because not everybody in the household eats, necessarily as clean as maybe the other people that live in the house. So you may be working on, hey, how can I, have a really healthy quality product? But you may have somebody else in the house that, just doesn't want to eat that way. And they're like, I really just want Pringles or I really just want Doritos. So we have those options available as well. So I carry Doritos, I carry Pringles, but I also have some healthier alternatives. So there's about 2,000 products that are going to be different, than they would have across the street. We also make items in-house that are completely different than across the street. So we make our guacamole from scratch every day. That's something that's made by our produce department. So it's literally, we take the avocados, we squish the avocados, we add in our, 4 additional spices and ingredients and top it with pico. It's phenomenal. I buy it at least once a week because it's so fresh and it's what I would make at home, except for they make it in the store for me. So it's fantastic. Also in the eats area, we have a pizza oven, totally different. There's not any other, Publix stores in the area that have a pizza oven. We also have a full burrito bar similar to a Chipotle. But it's got all the same items you would get there. It's, again, completely different than something you'll find across the street. So we also have some really cool artisan breads that aren't carried across the street in the eats area. And then we do baked wings and also baked 8-piece wings. So instead of having them fried across the street, which, again, they're delicious, but they're not the healthiest option, we do a bunch of baked wings in various flavors and sauces. Delicious. So, and then on the hot bar every day, whether it's, we have Monday through Thursday, we have an assortment of items, but always 2 meatless options. So there's always going to be a meatless tender and a meatless meatball. So that gives our vegan customers an option for something in the hot variety as opposed to just having salad. But we also do have a salad bar and it's got a great selection there as well. So that's the eats department. We talked a little bit about grocery. If we're talking about cuts, which is our meat section, we actually have seasoned bacon that we actually season in-house. So there's about 18 different varieties we can do, and we kind of assort. We do different versions every week, but there's a cowboy bacon that has coffee and pepper flakes on it, which sounds crazy but tastes delicious.
Oh, yes.
You've had it before?
That's actually my favorite. So
I love that. Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
I get that all the time.
It's great. And most people, again, we're sampling it all day. So anytime you go in the store, if you're in the morning, you can sample some bacon. There's a brown sugar and pepper bacon that's delicious.
That's
My
good
favorite's
too.
the mesquite bacon because I feel like it's super versatile. It can go on anything.
Yeah.
So that bacon, again, is a super high quality and then it's seasoned in-house. On top of that, one of the things they make in the cuts department is we make sausage from scratch. And there's this whole adage where like you don't want to see how the sausage is made. Well, at Greenwise you do because they actually make it in front of you. We take a pork butt, we'll break it down so we can get it, basically completely broken down. We season it and then we run it through a sausage maker where we actually, encase the sausages right there in front of you. And there's a bunch of different seasonings that we'll do with the pork sausage. And then we also take chicken thighs, we break those down, debone them, and then we run those through the, season, of course, and then we run those through the sausage maker as well. So we have a chicken sausage that's delicious, and we have a pork sausage and a bunch of different seasoning options that are delicious as well.
Oh yeah, I can. So I go there a lot, and I buy the blueberry
Maple.
Sausage. So you do it both ways. So you do have the patties, and then you do have the encased sausage. So if anyone's listening, you got to try that, right? It's just one of those things. It's a staple in my household. The kids love it. The kids really love it. And I usually would pair it with one of the hash browns on the freezer section, just kind of like directly across from the meat section. But so now that's awesome, and that it is in-house, made in-house and fresh. And that really is a big difference, I think, the taste and the quality of the meat that you get. And you talk about the Chipotle like atmosphere in the eat section there across from your produce. Mm-hmm. And I would say that that's a lifesaver for a busy person. For example, if you have kids like me who does a lot of sports and you're in a pinch because, you just didn't get your act together to get dinner ready, what an awesome place to just walk in there. And it is Chipotle lifestyle. You kind of say, okay, here, I want that rice. I want that meat. I want that, add these veggies or whatever. And at the end of it, it's a very hearty burrito that you have, or a bowl, or whatever it is. And to your point, the guac is spot on. It's you can tell it's freshly made. It's not from there's nothing wrong with the container guacs, right? But to have it freshly made, I think it makes it just gives it a little bit of that oomph, I think.
Yes,
right.
I agree.
So one of the things that I also love that you talked about is the bread section, right? My kids love those. You make your donuts from fresh, right? You bake it fresh.
Yeah, we bake
the bacon there's a flavor there that we love, that the actual bits, I looked at it and like, these are real bacon bits. These are not like those, things that
they don't come in that way. So
yes, they don't.
We actually make those. It's a candied bacon. So we actually put them on a sheet pan. They're made with sugar. It's just basically a caramelized bacon, and we make that almost every day. And
caramelized bacon, yeah,
it's fantastic. And it's actually the bacon that we use to make our seasoned in-house bacon. It's just we use the non-seasoned, of course, and then we caramelize it in the store, and then it's chopped up very fine so it can go on the topping of those maple donuts. And actually the frosting is made in-house as well. So all the frostings are made in-house. So they actually take like a maple syrup and combine it with a frosting base to get that flavor. The lemon actually has lemon zest in it. And then my favorite donut that they have over there is the Biscoff donut, and they actually take cookie butter and mix it in with the frosting. So wow. It's pretty tasty. And then they top it with Biscoff cookies, which are to die for. So.
Well, so this is how it goes. You usually go for the healthy stuff right on the aisles, the produce section, and then you go to that little section where you see the donuts and the croissant and what they have, and that's okay. It's a little bit of a treat, right?
Life's about balance.
That's right. that's exactly right. And the selection of, I would call it fresh good dinner food, or even lunch, I think, right, is awesome.
Right.
You have, Italian, you have pizza, you have some Asian food in there as well. You have the sushi, you have the bowls, and then you have the kind of Latin American kind of Chipotle style there that you have going on. So, and I have seen what you talked about, the salad bar. It's, pretty good looking as well. And those meatballs, I didn't realize that you do that on purpose, where you have the non-meat meatballs, and then you have that. So that would make sense. That would make sense for those of you who don't like meat.
Right.
That is an option. So, Josh, what about activities? I see sometimes there's lots of things going on at Greenwise. So tell us
Oh,
about those.
so many things. So that's another thing that sets us apart from a traditional store, and it's that advantage. I mean, they're just so busy doing the day in and day out at a traditional Publix. There's not a lot of time for extra. So again, with the whole atmosphere of it being an experience, Greenwise tries to make sure that when you're coming in and want to do something a little different, we have those options. So through the holidays, we'll do everything from ornament decorating to just like fun crafts for the kids. So you can bring your children in. Again, you can grab a coffee or a beer or a wine, do some shopping. The kiddos can do a craft. And then, when you're done shopping, everybody kind of goes home happy. So there's lots of events that are available in the store, and they're all posted on our store calendar. So right outside of the Poors location, there's a big calendar. It's updated every month. And there's always fun things. And those are little in-store events that we do. We also do tap takeovers, which are a big deal. Again, that takes place kind of in the Poors area. Those are, again, with our hyper-local craft beer companies. We'll have brewmasters come in. We'll have craft beer representatives come in. And what we'll do for a couple hours in the bar area is have them take over the taps. So any new beers that they're not selling, even in their breweries in some cases, they'll bring them in kegs, and we'll get a chance to sell those to our customers. You can get samples, you can try them. There's a raffle that goes on throughout the event, so you get some fun, merchandise from the from the beer manufacturers. That's super cool. That one's a little more adult than the craft events for kids. But we also do this really cool charcuterie board class. And that's something that takes place in our fines department. And fines department is like where all of our specialty cheeses are. It's a very extensive cheese selection. And we have a cheese specialist on staff. So what he does is he builds a really cool board that he actually will host a class and walk you through how to build that board, selecting different cheeses for each one, always seasonal cheeses. He'll pair those with fruits and pair those with, other cured meats. So kind of think of painting with a twist, except for when you're done with, the class, you actually have a charcuterie board, and then you have the skills to do that next time you're entertaining. So it's a lot of fun. It's really great. People just really enjoy it. And we do those once a month. So those are all monthly activities that go on, within the store. And then also there's a 5K and a 10K run that's hosted once a month. I actually host that, and that's the last Saturday of every month. So a lot of fun activities, a lot of cool things to do, all on different, different things for different people. So there's something for everyone, I hope.
Wow, that's a lot, right? So some of these activities, some of them are free, correct? And some of them you have to pay, right?
Right. Yeah, and most of them are actually free. Of the ones I mentioned, the only one that incurs a cost is the charcuterie board classes, because it is that you pre-sign up.
Yeah.
And there's, a sign-up sheet that's going to be located at Poors, and you would sign up for that. And it's got a max, because there's not a ton of space, of 20 people. So it's a very intimate experience, but it's definitely, you are basically paying for your board. And that way, at the end of the experience, you have that board, you take it home, and then again, you learn something in the class. But the run is completely free. The tap takeovers are free, except for if you buy a beer. The kids crafts, totally free. So all those things that happen, and I almost forgot to mention, we actually have a corporate sponsored event almost every month, and that's going to be a big sampling event. So that's the kind of thing that is also free. You just come in, You'll sample some great products. You'll kind of get a chance to walk around the store and maybe see areas of the store you didn't know existed, just because you'll be directed, to try things in different departments. And that way it kind of pulls you out of your normal routine if you do come into the store a lot. So every month there's going to be a big corporate sponsored event. Like the next one is this Saturday, the 14th. So lots of fun things that happen every month at Greenwise.
That's awesome. So how do you sign up for this run that you host every month, Josh? How do you do that?
So there's a sign up sheet in Force.
Okay.
It just says 5K, 10K. And again, the only reason to sign up is just so I know how many people are going to attend. You get usually a goodie bag just for coming and doing the run. It's not about running the fastest. It's really just about getting out and starting your weekend with a healthy activity. So it's fun for all ages. We have lots of kids that attend. They'll come and bring scooters and bikes, and it's very safe. We stay on the sidewalk. For the people that are going to do the 10K, it does cross one street, but mostly it's just all on the cart path. It's at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's pretty early before there's a lot of traffic going on, even with golf carts. So it's a very safe event. And then at the end of that, we do a raffle that's included for no charge in the Poors area. So there's a couple of Greenwise gift cards that get raffled off, and then usually like a fun gift, that's a combination of, maybe a cool water bottle or, a cool bag or something. So it's fun. It's really, again, it's a great way to start a Saturday, and you just sign up, in the Poors area.
Oh, I love that. I did not know that even existed. See, I learned something. And here I'm thinking of kind of know what's going on, but not really. That's right. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's super awesome. And I do know we have a lot of listeners and my friends are also watching who are runners. Do you know who you are? And they're local. So I think that when they hear this, and for bragging rights, hey, I did a 10K over there. Why not? Right? You don't need to be
absolutely.
Just I did it. That's the thing. What about some secrets? Are there any secrets you wanna share with our listeners, like tips? I guess not mostly secrets, but tips and tricks.
Secrets, tips. That's a tough one. Let's see. What are some cool secrets, some cool tips to know? I don't know if it's a secret. It's definitely not the best kept secret, but everybody's talking about inflation. Everybody's talking about things getting more expensive in groceries. Mm-hmm. We have one of the best rewards programs that you could even imagine. Free to sign up for. It's Greenwise Rewards, and you basically sign up on our website. And once you sign up, you get an email and a coupon every week. So I know back when I worked in the traditional stores, we would give out $5, $10 coupons. And really, mostly they were $5 coupons, mm-hmm. and it would come out every couple months. And people would be like, "Oh, when's the next coupon coming out? When's that $5 coupon coming in the mail?" Mm-hmm. So with Greenwise, every week it's $5 or $10, and it comes to your email. All you have to do is put your phone number in, and that is phenomenal. Again, like I get it. I use it every week because that's where I do my shopping, and mine's $10 off $80. And yes. I think we all know it's very, very easy to spend $80 in the grocery store. Yes. Just to get $10 off is huge. So I highly recommend that. And I don't know if it's a secret, but it shouldn't be, because people should absolutely use that. And then one of the cool things that's kind of close to my heart is we have 3 charities that we work with. They're local, and you can go into your app, and you can actually elect a charity, and then 1% of your grocery sales for every time you put your phone number in, which is how you would get your coupon or just get a e-receipt. That 1% goes to that charity. So where Publix, they have multiple charities. They're a huge supporter of charities. You would be asked to donate. Greenwise doesn't do that. Greenwise, you select your charity on your Greenwise account, and then it'll automatically go. Greenwise just donates to them out of the sales. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. Now I learned something new again. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to go on my app now and figure out which charity I want all my purchases go to. It. Yes. And thank you for that, because yes, the rewards program I think is awesome. My favorite part is when I'm at the checkout and all of a sudden the lady would say, "Oh, you got $10 off. Would you like to use it?" I said, "I do, yes. Yes. Thank you." So it's just like one of those things where it makes you feel appreciated. Hey, they want to return some money in my pockets,
Yes.
And, of course, the elephant in the room is cost, right? You talked about inflation and stuff, and people probably are almost intimidated, right? Why would I want to go to? Oh, it's just expensive, it's like, so talk to me. What are your thoughts about if someone thinks it's too expensive?
And it's a common question, and I'd like to think it's a common misconception. Now, Greenwise isn't going to be the cheapest place you'll shop. I can guarantee you that. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be less expensive than like a Whole Foods, less expensive than Trader Joe's, that kind of thing. And then as far as Publix, we have the same price as our Publix stores. So across the street, you're not getting anything more expensive at my store than you would get across the street. So that's something I think people are like, oh, Greenwise has got to be more expensive. Now, keep in mind, they don't sell the guacamole or the bacon or the made in house mozzarella. So those are going to be priced at, what they're priced at my store, and there's no comparable to them across the street. So, so those may look more expensive, but honestly, the bacon I think is cheap compared to what you can get in packaged bacon.
Yes.
So honestly, the pricing is, I think it's very competitive. And then if you talk about the rewards program, that's very competitive. And then also we do something, and this might even be a best kept secret. We do something called Yay Days once a month, and Yay Days are a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you get 10% off, $20 more. So it's in conjunction with your coupon. And I mean, if you're buying, that's a week you buy paper towels, or you buy, the things that are kind of high dollar that you're like, oh, I don't really want to have to spend the extra money on that. That's the week to buy those. And again, that's on the calendar that's right there in front of the floors. It'll say Yay Days. And then you'll also get an email if you're part of the rewards, the rewards members, and it lets you know that Yay Days are starting. So that's a great way to save some money as well. But in terms of actual pricing, really, we're no more expensive than across the street at Publix. And actually, some of our organic products are put on special sales that make it lower than across the street. Like organic strawberries will go on sale, and it'll be less expensive at my store than it would across the street. And that's just to let people know we are the organic destination for items. So
yes, super awesome, Josh. I love it. So I can talk about this all day long, so I'd hate to keep you. But this is what I love. I love to make food, and one of the things that I love to do is just kind of roam around Greenwise and kind of figure out what I make for the day or whatever.
I love that.
So, but are there any last things you want to mention to our local? Now I want to talk to our local Nocatee Ponte Vedra folks, St. John's people who may or may not be aware that there's a Greenwise right here in Nocatee. And where is the nearest Greenwise, like the next Greenwise?
So the closest one to us, it would probably be, there's Tallahassee, and then there's Boca. So, I mean, we're the only one in Northeast Florida. Yeah, it's really, it's kind of special.
Yes. So I did not realize that. I had a Greenwise in Palm Beach Gardens. I used to live in Jupiter, and I guess they may have closed that store.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And actually, I believe they converted it to a traditional Publix. So when they opened up, there's 8 Greenwise in operation right now. And I think the Jupiter store is no longer a Greenwise. It got converted, I believe, to a traditional store. But yeah, there's 8 Greenwise that are in operation right now.
Okay. So we really do have something special here up in the Northeast Florida. So, all right. Awesome. Well, Josh, if they have any questions, I'm sure they could just find you at the store, right? Because I find you there all the time.
All the time.
Well, thank you. I truly enjoy this. And I hope that it was helpful to our listeners and our viewers. And Josh, if there's not anything more that you'd like to add, I'd love to thank you for your time. And I look forward to seeing you next time I'm at the store.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thanks so much, Peachie.
Bye.
Bye.
Information shared during the show are opinions of the speakers. They are not legal, financial, or tax advice specific to you. Consult your own specialist, attorney, accountant, financial planner, or insurance advisor for your specific situation.
you.